At 74 years old, she moves better than most women in their 30 seconds. But what shocked doctors wasn't her burpee record. It was what she survived to get there. Wendy Ida was trapped in an abusive marriage for 13 years. She escaped with nothing but her 2 children and the clothes on her back. At 43, she was overweight, unhealthy, and haunted by her past. Most people would have given up. She did the opposite. At 57, she won her first bodybuilding competition. At 60, she broke 2 Guinness World Records. And today, at 74, she holds the title of the oldest active fitness instructor in the world. What changed? One decision. And the 5 habits that followed might be exactly what you need to take back your life. Stay until the end, because the one supplement Wendy swears by for energy after 70 is something most people have never heard of. Born in New Jersey in 1952, Wendy did not have an easy start. At just 19 years old, she entered a marriage that became a nightmare. For 13 long years, she endured physical abuse and several near-death experiences. She tried to escape 3 times. 3 times she failed. But then something shifted. On her 4th attempt, she packed up her 2 young children, left everything she owned behind, and drove from New Jersey to California with almost nothing. That was the moment her new life began. But here is what the inspirational posts don't tell you. Even after she escaped, the emotional scars remained. For years, she was still scared of her own thoughts. She was unhealthy, she was overweight, and she knew that if she didn't change, her future looked bleak. Have you ever felt stuck in your own body or your own mind? Let me know in the comments how old you are and what finally pushed you to make a change. At 43 years old, Wendy looked in the mirror and realized something terrifying. She got winded after climbing just 1 flight of stairs. A few minutes of light exercise left her panting. Her family had always been overweight, and she had accepted the idea that big is beautiful as her fate. But in her 40s, her unhealthy habits and sedentary lifestyle finally caught up with her. That is when she made a firm decision. Not for herself at first, for her 2 children. She joined a local gym. And there, she met a person who would change her life forever. Her Earth Angel, a fitness coach named Jim Kelly. But the most surprising part comes later, because the gym didn't just change her body, it changed her mind in a way she never expected. Wendy pushed herself to her greatest limits. She lost 80 pounds. Her appearance completely transformed. But her true transformation came from within. As her body changed, her mind finally let go of the sorrow and the scars from her abusive past. She found happiness, she found fulfillment, and she found a deeper appreciation for life that she never knew existed. That shift in mindset allowed her to quit her job as an accountant, get certified as a trainer, learn everything she could about nutrition, become a life coach and trauma coach, and even remarry. She wrote a best-selling book called Take Back Your Life. And then, at age 57, she did something that most people would call crazy. She entered her first bodybuilding competition. And she won, not just once. She won 8 national championship awards. At 60 years old, she set 2 Guinness World Records. One for doing the most burpees in 1 minute, 37 burpees. And another for being the oldest active fitness instructor in the world. Wait until you hear how she trains, because her weekly routine is completely different from what you might expect. If you are learning something new so far, consider subscribing. Every week, we break down habits that help people stay stronger, more independent, and more energetic after 60. Here is exactly how Wendy trains at 74 years old. Her workout routine comes in 3 phases. Phase 1 is the warm-up. She starts with energizing squats to set the tone. Phase 2 is the form phase. This is where she focuses on perfecting her technique with exercises like triceps extensions, keeping her back flat, and using a bench for support. Phase 3 is the intensity phase. This is where she pushes herself to the limit. She starts with the heaviest weights she can handle and gradually increases the intensity until she is straining to lift them. But that is just the structure. The actual exercises she does are even more impressive. She does side lunges that target the outer thighs and glutes, sumo squats for building strength in the hips and legs, inclined hip adductors for toning the inner thighs, walking lunges and reverse lunges that challenge balance and stability, barbell back squats for strengthening the entire lower body, Romanian deadlifts for a powerful full body workout, goblet squats that work the legs and core, and leg presses for building strength in the quadriceps and hamstrings. That is a lot of exercises. But here is the secret most people miss. Wendy did not start with all of this. She started with one small step, joining the gym. Then one small habit at a time. The next habit completely changed everything for her. Now let us talk about what Wendy eats. Her diet is packed with healthy choices because she believes that what goes into her body has to be the best quality. She starts her day with hot organic steel, cut gluten-free oatmeal with chia seeds and raisins. She adds a protein drink. She eats gluten-free rice cakes with creamy avocado. She drinks ginger tea. She eats grilled peppers, cashew nuts, and even pickles. She eats many fruits, including carrots, oranges, berries, pineapples, and cucumbers. But the biggest surprise is not what she eats. It is what she takes every single day to keep her energy high and her body young. Wendy is a firm believer in supplements, but she does not just take anything. Her trusted list includes DHEA, vitamin D3, curcumin, chromium picolinate, MSM, and L-leucine. Each one has unique benefits to optimize bodily functions and ward off age-related decline. But here is her most important advice on this topic. She says you must work closely with your doctor and get regular checkups to determine your unique health requirements. Do not just copy her supplement list. Get tested, get personal advice, then create a regimen that fits your specific needs. That is the smart way to do it. At 74 years old, Wendy is a grandmother, but you would never guess it by looking at her or watching her move. People are always amazed when they discover her age. She has appeared on The Dr. Oz Show, CNN, Fox Sports, Inside Edition, and Access Live. She has nearly 100,000 followers on social media. She has toured with actors and producers as their personal fitness expert. She directed an obesity prevention initiative working with major cancer centers and hospitals. She travels the world as a motivational speaker, and she has been nominated twice for Who's Who among women in business. All of this from a woman who at 43 could barely climb a flight of stairs. But that is not even the biggest secret. Here is the biggest surprise in Wendy's entire story. She says her true transformation did not come from the weights or the diet. It came from letting go of the sorrow and scars from her past. Her mind had to heal before her body could truly change. That is why she became a trauma coach. She helps other survivors of abuse and struggle break free from their own mental prisons. Her message is simple. You cannot outtrain a broken heart. You cannot outdiet emotional pain. You have to heal from the inside out. Once she did that, everything else fell into place. The energy came, the motivation came, the results came, and they stayed. So what can you actually take away from Wendy Ida's journey starting tomorrow morning? First, you do not need to be perfect. You just need to start. Wendy started at 43. That is decades later than most fitness influencers want you to believe is possible. Second, focus on your mindset before your muscles. If you are carrying emotional weight, no diet will fix that. Get help. Talk to someone. Heal. Third, move your body every single day, even if it is just squats in your kitchen. Wendy's 3-phase routine can be scaled down to any level. Start with the warm-up, master the form, then add intensity slowly. Fourth, eat real food. Oatmeal, fruits, vegetables, clean protein, nothing processed, nothing from a box with a long ingredient list. And fifth, work with your doctor on supplements. Do not guess. Test and personalize. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which part of Wendy's story touched you the most? Was it her escape from abuse, her bodybuilding wins at 57, or the fact that she is still training at 74? Let me know in the comments below. And if you are committed to staying healthier, stronger, and more independent after 50 or 60, subscribe and join our community. Every week, we share practical longevity lessons that can help you take back your life, no matter what your past looks like. Wendy did it. You can too. Now click the video on screen now for more informative content.